Hey, it's Steph. Thanks for watching today's video. I have my update for my Rolling Project 10 pan. This is a project that I started in January of this year, and I'm focusing on 10 items at a time with big goals, basically to empty, or I think I have a hit pan goal and a like 50 use goal, but we will get into those items. If you're not familiar with my channel, I do mostly panning content. I am working through my current collection of makeup and beauty items, trying to use what I have before buying anything new. I like to do various projects that help me kind of creatively move through my collection, and I am on my second no buy year in a row, so doing projects definitely helps me kind of use items that I already own without getting tempted by new things. I do throw in some palette bingos and get ready with me's every now and then. So if that sounds good to you, I hope you subscribe before you leave. And of course, if you love project panning, give this video a thumbs up. Hey guys, I just wanted to pop in here. I am currently editing this video and I'm very annoyed at myself. I'm just like looking down a lot, and hopefully it doesn't annoy you, but I'm like reading weights and uses from my phone and I'm just looking down a lot. And I think in my head when I was filming this, I was picturing myself putting like footage on top of it, like showing past months and things like that. But a few of these products you don't see progress month to month, like visual progress, so I didn't see a point of showing it. So yeah, sorry if it's annoying. It annoyed me. I basically have an item in here for each step. I may have, I don't have my eyebrow product in here. I don't have like a setting spray in here, but I have most of the steps in my routine. So the first item that I want to talk about is my primer. This is my Ordinary High Adherence Silicone Primer. It's the oldest primer in my collection. My goal is to finish it. I rolled it in January, and it was weighing 1.210 ounces. For February, I had used it 18 times and it was weighing 0.923 ounces. And in March, I have used it 13 times total. Today, it is weighing 0.665 ounces, and I am calling this an empty. So you can see that I have squeezed out as much as I can. This product is very old, and I'm not really one to cut things open unless I absolutely love it and need to get my money's worth out of it. But I did use this 31 times in this project, and I'm really happy to roll it out. That is my very first empty of this project, and it is very exciting, and I get to roll in something to replace it. So I'm rolling in my only other primer that I own. This is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Universal. That's all it says on the back of this package, but I think it's called like a blurring something. I don't know. This already has pan in it, but I did not hit this pan. This was decluttered to me and given to me by my friend Jamie from the Impulsive Panner. We were able to meet up last year, like I think it was November, late last year, and she had talked about not liking this product and offered it to me, and I said yes, I will absolutely try it. So I have used this once or twice. I know I've used it one time and I think I like it. So I'm happy to use it up in this project, and then I will not have any primers, which is crazy. Let me just weigh it really quick. I'm going to weigh it with the cap on. And it is weighing 0.993 ounces, so that's where we are starting with that product. The next item is my foundation, and I am working on my oldest and most favorite foundation, my Estee Lauder Double Wear. So it's a little bittersweet that I'm working on it, but I love it. So it's not like a chore. When I rolled it in January, it was weighing 4.225 ounces and I used it 12 times. Then it was weighing 4.04 ounces, and in February I used it 14 times. After those 14 uses, it was weighing 3.822 ounces, and in February I was able to use it 15 times, and it is weighing 3.549 ounces. You can see my line markings here. This is where I was at last update, and now I'm down to here. And you can also see that the product doesn't go all the way down to the bottom of the packaging. So I am fairly certain I will have this as an empty next month, which is very exciting. And I have a total of 41 uses in this project. So I love this product. It is not a chore to use at all, and it will be really sad when it's gone. I would definitely buy that again, but I have a ton of foundations that I need to work through before I do that. So the next product is my Benefit Boing Concealer. In January, when I rolled this in, it was weighing 0.999 ounces. I had used it 26 times in January, but that was kind of multitasking it, mixing it into a cream blush and using it as concealer. And after those uses, it was weighing 0.961 ounces. In February, I used it 15 times, basically just started using it just as a concealer, and it was weighing 0.931 ounces. In March, I was able to use it 17 times, and it is currently weighing 0.901 ounces. So I have 58 uses on this concealer, and I still don't have any windowing, but I think that it kind of clings to the sides, but I cannot see through. I have kind of scraped the sides and seen if it kind of refilled itself, and it doesn't. So I know this product is pretty thick, and you know, for a concealer it's thick, so I feel like it's not gonna really settle very well, so we're just gonna have to wait and see when windowing officially happens with this, but it is staying in the project. The next product I want to talk about is my cream bronzer. This comes from Pearl Beauty, and it is the shade Real Depth. When I rolled it in January, it was weighing 1.201 ounces. I used it 18 times, and it was weighing 1.185 ounces. In February, I was able to use it 21 times, resulting in it weighing 1.174 ounces. And in March, I used it 18 times with a total of 57 uses. It is weighing 1.164 ounces. I did not mark this last update because I felt like if I marked it, it would just make the previous mark thicker. But I do think that you can see a big jump in this now. You can see that little dot where it started, and I think I have maybe 2 more months of this product. I have noticed a difference after not using that silicone primer anymore, because how I would use this was I would put my primer on and then I would put this on top of the primer, and it was definitely like slippy. Like it was just like slipping around my skin. And ever since not using that silicone primer, I feel like this is more like grippy. It feels like I'm using more product. It's kind of like I can feel it on my skin instead of it slipping around. Hopefully that makes sense. But I underpaint with this, so because it is very warm on me, and I do not enjoy a warm contour bronzer type deal. I forgot to mention I'm not wearing I'm wearing a couple of these products today. I don't have any foundation on. I don't have any like bronzer on. And I have not used any of the products that I've talked about so far, but I have used a couple, so I'll talk about those as I get to them. But the next item I will talk about is my cream blush, and I'm working on my LYS cream blush in the shade Confident. I am frankening this product, so I will not show you the original compact unless I've taken product out of it to franken more product. So I have been working on it basically via a Franken cream contour, and when I rolled this contour in, it was weighing 1.769 ounces. I used it 18 times in January, then it weighed 1.789 ounces. I used it 21 times in February, and then it very confused by my weights here because it jumped a lot, and I don't think that's accurate. So I'll have to reference my last video and maybe put it on the screen. But I used that product 9 times, and then I decided to add more product into it. So this is what it looked like when, like before I added more product. I had used it 9 times since the last update, and then I used it an additional 10 times after that. So I have a total of 19 uses in this month, and it is currently weighing 1.808 ounces. I have a total of 58 uses in this project, and it's going to look different obviously because I added more product, but I really like this tone. It's like a rosy gray, and it's great for contouring. I just put this on like my temple area and then my cheekbones, but I'm not wearing this today. Like I said, I don't have any cream products basically. But I did take some of this blush out. So this is what it's currently looking like now. I will show you what it looked like last month. So I have taken some product out of it all the way up to where the pan was, and this is currently weighing 2.08 ounces. Moving on to my powder cheek products, I have a powder contour that I frankened in this Hourglass Compact. It is the Fenty bronzer in the shade Shady Biz, mixed with some green and blue eyeshadow and some powder to lighten it up. But I rolled this in January, weighing 0.990 ounces. I used it 18 times, and in January it weighed 0.977 ounces. In February, I used it 16 times, resulting in the weight of 0.976 ounces, and in March, I used it 20 times, and the weight is now 0.93 ounces. So I have a total of 54 uses on this item, and I do want to finish it. I completely forgot to say all of the products before. I've wanted to finish all of those, and including this item too. So you've already seen it in the close-ups, but I do feel like I might be close to hitting pan. I feel like every day I use it, I can see like more of those little air bubbles, and I feel like that might be indicating that I am getting close to the like the baked plate. Like, it's not a shiny pan, it's like a grid kind of. So hopefully I can at least hit pan by next month, but I feel like that's going to take a lot of use. The next item is my Essence the blush in the shade Befitting. In January, I rolled this in at 0.927 ounces. I used it 8 times, and it resulted in the weight 0.923 ounces. I used it 8 times again in February. It weighed 0.913 ounces. I used this 5 times in March with a total of 21 uses, and it is now weighing 0.911 ounces. I talked about last update that I was getting a little discouraged with this. My goal is to hit pan, and I am nowhere close to hitting pan. And I did say in my introduction that I was allowed a seasonal refresh or like a quarterly refresh, and my first refresh would be in my March 31st update. This is going up a couple days late. Hopefully it's going up on April 2nd. But I think I am going to refresh this blush. I feel like I'm giving up, but I don't want to work on this anymore. And I thought for, a seasonal refresh, I should roll in a blush that I really only would wear in the spring and summer. It's a little coral leaning for my preferences, so I would not wear it in the fall or winter. And it is one of my ColourPop Heart blushes in the shade Let's Dance. I just hit pan in my other ColourPop Heart blush, so it's very motivating to me to try to hit pan in my second heart blush. And I do have a pretty good dip in this already. It's going to be hard to pick up on camera, but I am fairly confident that I can hit pan in this before my next seasonal refresh. But if I don't, like I said, this is probably the only blush that I feel is very like seasonal for me, that I have to wear in the spring and summer. So even if I don't hit pan in it before summer, I probably would just keep it in because it's one of the only times I would use it. So I will swatch this. I haven't been swatching because I swatched these items in my intro, but because this is a new product in this project, I'm going to build it up a little bit. I'll just show you. It does lean a little coral. If you're familiar with my preferences, I prefer cool toned and neutral pinks, so I might have to mix this with something. But like I said, the coming months are going to be perfect to use this. So my goal is to hit pan on that. My next product is my e.l.f. Baked Highlighter. In January, this weighed 0.906 ounces. I used it 12 times. So the beginning of February, it was weighing 0.903 ounces. In February, I used it 13 times. So the beginning of March, it was weighing 0.899 ounces. I was able to use this 15 more times with a total of 40 uses in this project. And it is currently weighing 0.897. This is a baked highlighter, so I know that it will just be slow moving, but my goal is to hit pan in this. Let's see. Hopefully I will be able to do like a close-up of this pan. There's definitely like a crater forming. Oh, that's a really good angle. So I'm happy with how it's looking, but it is going really slow. And I did expect it to go slow, but of course you always hope that things go faster. But that's okay. It's my favorite highlighter. I am wearing that today. I forgot to say, I'm wearing the Essence blush today as just like a little last hurrah. And then I have this highlighter on today too. Oh, I am also wearing the contour. I'm wearing it on my nose and a little bit on my cheekbones. So get that out of the way. The next two items are my lip products. So the first one being this No Name lip liner from Temu. When I rolled it in, it was weighing 0.139 ounces. I had used it 13 times in January, so it was weighing 0.133 ounces. I used it another 13 times in February, and it was weighing 1.26 ounces. In March, I used it 16 times with a total of 42 uses in this project, and it is currently weighing 0.117. So I did sharpen this a couple of times since the last update, and it is getting smaller and smaller every time I share it with you, which is very exciting. It's just a really nice neutral lip liner. I do have this on today under other lip products. I thought about refreshing this lip liner, but it's so neutral. It does lean warm, but I pair it with cool lipsticks all the time, and so I feel like I can keep it in until I finish it, no problem. And then the last item in here was my oldest lipstick, which is the L'Oreal Lip Stain in the shade I Choose. I wanted to use this 50 times, and that's going to be my goal for all of my lip products in this project. But I also want to refresh my lip project every season and every quarter. So even if I don't, I have my soft goal of using it 50 times, but I'm going to refresh it no matter what. So in January, when I rolled it in, it was weighing 1.018 ounces. I used it 13 times in January, so it was weighing 1.014 ounces. In February, I used it 14 times. It was weighing 1.010 ounces. And I used it 11 times in March with a total of 38 uses. And now it is weighing 1.006 ounces. So I did not meet my 50 use goal. I know some of you were rooting for me in the comments, but I just knew that it wasn't going to happen because I have other lip products that I need to use. But I'm really glad I got 38 uses out of this. This is my oldest lip product, and I do see some windowing, but it's not like that big of a deal, like not big windowing. Yeah, it still smells great. It still performs great. It's from, where is it from? I wrote it down. May 2023. So it's old. My battery is flashing at me, so I'm just going to introduce the new lip product really quickly. This is from Ulta. It came in like a gift set of 5 or 6 of these, and this is the shade It's Famous. I want to use this 50 times. So this is going to take forever to wind up, so I'll just swatch it and insert a picture of where it's at right now. This is a beautiful neutral lip product, so I'm excited to use it because I know I'll be able to use this a lot. So 50 uses for that. And that's my update. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know down below what you think of my new products and if you think I can hit some goals by next update. If you're not subscribed, I hope you do so before you leave. And of course, give this video a thumbs up. I hope to see you all in my next one. Bye.